guys, welcome back to my garden. If you're new here, my name is Lari. The other day I was looking online at some Japanese roses, and actually I've looked at them online before, and I thought, man, the weather's going to be so nice in the next couple weeks here for fall. Definitely not typical here. It's going to be in the 80s and slowly drop down to the 70s this next like 10 days. So I thought I'm going to hurry and buy one of these Japanese roses and get one planted in the ground this fall so I can enjoy it in the spring. I have seen these Japanese roses on Pinterest, and one of them led me to a site on Etsy. It's Erygongzi, and I'm probably not saying that name correctly, but she has beautiful flowers, 5-star ratings, and they are a little bit more expensive, but I found this one called Lilas, and I really wanted to add it to my garden. It's this beautiful purple flower. I'll put a picture here so you guys can see it, but I did end up purchasing it. I was tempted to get 2, but I thought I'm only going to try out 1 and see how they do. She grows her roses in Austin, Texas. They're disease resistant to their own root, which is really nice because you don't have to worry about any graftings. They're continuous blooming, as it says on the website, and I trust it because the ratings are so high, and apparently her customer service is really great too, as I was reading through the reviews. So today that's what I'm going to be doing out in the garden. This video might come up a little bit later, so just know that I planted this before it got cold in October. I just was trying to take advantage of our really nice weather that we're having. Well, it's really hot actually. I'm just ready for cooler weather. So anyway, it came with really nice planting instructions and what to do and how to plant it and how to plant it in a pot if you're going to put it in a pot. So let's go out to the garden. I've walked around and tried to figure out exactly where I want to place it, and I'll be honest, I've kind of gone back and forth, but I think I know where I'm going to plant it. It does involve moving one of my plants. I think I'll try to transfer it somewhere else in my garden where I think it will do really well, and so I'm going to transplant that and hopefully it will survive, and then I'm going to put that rose next to my other roses in my rose garden area. So this is it right here. It's so cute. It had little tiny roses on it. Of course, it's a little bit stressed from being shipped here, but it came quickly. I think I purchased it and within 4 days I had it at my house, and of course I quickly opened it, and she has instructions on here to let it sit for a couple days before transplanting it. So it's been a few days, probably like 3 or 4 actually, and I've babied it and kept it outside in the sun, and I'm just trying to get it situated here in this new home. So yeah, it looks really healthy. It should be easy to plant because it's quite small, and I can't wait to see what it does next spring. It's just the most beautiful purple color. It's a purple lilac, but it's actually more cooler tone than that. It's just gorgeous, so I can't wait to see it. So let's go out and get this in the ground. While we're headed out there, I want to show you a few roses that are just blooming just because our weather has been so nice. Usually do get a flush of fall blooms, but this Lady of Shalott is going to give us a lot more. Can't really see him too well in the sun, but so gorgeous. We'll take a look at some of these other roses down here. This dahlia is starting to open, this purple one, and I'm excited. First bloom, pretty much mid-October, so super late, but I'm glad we at least get to see it. You can see this Molino never fails me. There is always so many blooms on this. It's definitely one of my higher blooming roses. It's just amazing. I'm always so surprised. And I think I'm also going to come through and weave this Eden rose through this little trellis here. You can't really see it, but there's wires across here, kind of lined up with the planking of the siding on our house. And I was waiting for these canes to grow out so I can get them horizontal, because you want to get your climbing roses horizontal because all the shoots that go up are going to give you blooms and you'll get a lot more blooms. So that's why I want it to move this way. So I'm going to do that today too in this video. I probably will come and just cut out some of these branches of this climbing rose that are growing out this direction because I want them to go sideways, not forward. But that's all the rose cleanup I'm going to do today. I'm going to give these a chance to bloom maybe one more time, and so yeah, anyway, so I'll do that too. So where I'm thinking of putting this rose is next to my cute Gabriel oak rose, this beautiful pink one. Been getting a few more blooms here. This was a bare root rose that I planted this spring. It's done really well in this spot. So this is my rose garden, obviously. Lots of roses here, and I have this bush here. I'll put the name of it. One of my cute subscribers finally told me what it was. I'm gonna try to transplant this into the back. It's might be hard because it's huge, but I want to plant my rose right here. That's definitely where I want to put it. I could probably put it there, but because that coneflower never does well there, but I think I really just want to put it here. I think it'll be really pretty next to that pink. So I am going to move this flower back in, probably into my forest area. There's some sunny spots in that forest area. So let's get it in the ground. Instructions here. So obviously you want to pick a sunny spot and you want to water before planting. This is well watered. I didn't water it again today because it was still pretty wet. And then you want to dig the hole 3 times as wide as the container. That's fairly wide, and you want to plant it 1 inch above the soil surface. So obviously I need to fill this a little bit more with dirt, and I brought some dirt from where I planted that plant I just moved. And then I am going to add some biotone just because that helps start the roots. You don't want to add any granular fertilizer to here like rose tone or anything like that the first year, and obviously I don't want to do it right now because it's the end of the season and this plant's just going to go dormant. So I'm just going to use this, and it's safe to use on these young new plants, and it will help it root in, and it's going to be sunny enough here that it's going to be able to root in pretty well before the cold sets in here. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little more dirt in here, dug it as wide. It's a little bit of a clay mix, so I am going to just shovel in some of this other soil just because it's a little different. I think I'll like the mix of the two. And then I'm going to put my espoma in, biotone. It says to loosen the roots, but I'm not going to because I feel like they're not bound up or anything. So I'm going to need to put more dirt in here actually, because it's going to be 1 inch above the soil level. So I'm going to get some more, because this is just a small guy. I'm going to center it. Don't want to plant it too deep. See what the level looks like when I get the rest of this dirt over here. Definitely needed to bring some over from happy. I did end up laying some mulch down, and I kind of pushed it away from the roots for now, but I think as it gets closer to winter, Piper can smell the biotone. Dogs are really attracted to it, but don't eat it, huh? Okay. Anyway, watch out, Pipe. Thank you. I might push it up a little more snug against the roots as winter comes, but for now I did kind of leave it. And I have noticed that my roses do sink a little bit after I plant them, just because the soil's a little loose and the water weighs it down a little bit. So I'll probably come in here and just use my shovel gently right under it and pry it up and put dirt under it and raise it up a little bit. And maybe I'll do that in the spring, but I do notice they all tend to settle a little bit, and I want to keep that up a little bit higher. So anyway, I'm so excited to see this in the spring. I'll probably forget that I planted it and be super excited when spring comes. So that's that. Let's take a look at the plant that I moved. On this hill is not my favorite thing to do. I'm sure you guys saw me sliding around, but I actually really love it here. I think it takes up a whole big area. I don't know how well it's going to do this year. Some of the branches kind of broke as I was moving it, but I think it'll come back really strong next year and fill up a big portion of space in here, which will be really nice and give me some color in the fall. So I actually like the placement of this plant here better, and so hopefully it does well, and hopefully I'll still be able to enjoy a few flowers. Hopefully it wasn't too stressed. So let's take a look at what I did with the climbing roses. Okay, so it's later in the evening. I came back and my audio didn't work for this part, so I'm redoing it. But I just want to show you what I got done. I attached these branches along here. My wire, highest wire is up there, so eventually I'll train all these clear up there as they grow taller. So I'll do more in the spring when it starts to grow a little bit more, but it's best to do it when they're pliable and young, and these are young canes and they're pliable. I've kind of just let them grow throughout the summer because I had to give this a really hard cut back due to spider mites in the spring. But anyway, I cut more off the front, more than I intended to, but I needed to get in there a little bit more. So I'm not going to cut back anymore for now. I'll probably not cut back anymore at all until I do my hard cut back in the late winter, early spring. So that's that. And I forgot to mention that this is an Eden climbing rose. Now, when I did my rose garden tour a few months back, some people thought it was probably the white Eden, but I'm pretty sure it's the pink Eden, the regular one. It does have a pink center with that white creamy edge, and then on the very edge it has a hint of green. Really, really beautiful climbing rose, and I'm excited to see what it can do in this space. So that's that. And then of course my Molino, look how beautiful this is. Oh, I'm gonna leave you guys with this rose. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me in this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope I'm inspiring you to polish your garden too.